Jeopardy! Weekdays at 4:30 on NBC 12.
At WJFW, our News Watch 12 news team works around the clock to bring you the news that matters most of all to the North Woods. Our team is committed to the community and ensuring that you are as informed as possible. The News Watch 12 team works hard to deliver the most important stories from around the globe, local and national sports updates, and weather reports. We are NBC News Watch 12, news from where you live. These days, news seems to come from all directions, and it can be overwhelming. Simplify your intake by watching News from Where You Live, WJFW NBC News Watch 12. We deliver critical local and national news, sports highlights, and weather updates. Watch us daily on Channel 12. Visit us at WJFW.com or like us on Facebook. We are NBC News Watch 12. You're watching News Watch 12, news from where you live.
Right now on News Watch 12 today, President Biden will visit Wisconsin next week for his first official trip to the state as president. We'll have all the details. Plus,
we sound like a broken record this morning. More cold weather sticking around. I'll let you know when a warm-up could move in coming up.
And obviously, it is as much as is safe in each school and local district.
And the CDC is expected to release federal guidelines on in-person learning, and the debate over how to do that safely has ramped up. It's Wednesday, February 10th.
Your local news and weather from where you live. News Watch 12 today starts now.
Good morning, and thanks for starting your day with us. Well, a couple of school delays to pass along to you this morning. Butternut and Mercer schools are on a 2-hour delay. You can get up-to-date school closings and delays on our website, WJFW.com. And of course, everyone just being impacted by this bitter stretch of cold temperatures we've been experiencing over the last several days. But how does above zero sound to you? Because we're going to do that today. So for more on what to expect, let's head right on over to our weather center with Devin Biggs in for a first check of our forecast. And Devin, I see on our notes that you gave me this morning a whopping 5 degrees. Pretty nice.
Yeah, whopping 5 degrees. And I think we also did that yesterday. So you know what? We're getting above zero, so I'm not complaining about that. But just like that, we fell below zero last night into this morning. It's another chilly one out there. Also got my eye on the radar. Let's show you that radar right now, where we do have a few returns showing up. I think the atmosphere is too dry to produce any snow flurries, but this is going to be one of those. Do not be surprised if you see a few snow flurry scenarios, but most of us should remain dry this morning. Otherwise, we know the drill by now. Wind chill advisories in effect again. Now will expire later on this morning. Some areas will remain in effect for a little while longer. Now the air temperatures. These are the actual temperatures. Down to around 19 below in Eagle River, 23 below in Land O'Lakes, a little warmer to the south where it's 6 below. And Mosinee, and of course the wind chills feeling a lot colder in some cases. So here's your remote learning forecast for today. Very chilly outside, so make sure to just do your learning inside, but we'll warm up to around 5 degrees by the afternoon period. Peter?
One person was killed and 4 others wounded during an attack on a clinic in Minnesota on Tuesday, and a suspect in that attack is in custody. Authorities said 67-year-old Gregory Paul Ulrich opened fire inside the clinic. He had been staying at a motel nearby, and officials said he was unhappy with health care that he'd received there. Police said Ulrich is a longtime resident of Buffalo, Minnesota, where the shooting happened, and was known to them. President Biden will visit Wisconsin next week for his first official trip to the state as president. Mr. Biden is set to visit Milwaukee on Tuesday, according to the White House, and will participate in a CNN town hall there. The president hasn't traveled much since entering office, opting mostly for virtual events and TV appearances as a way of limiting risk during the pandemic. Across Wisconsin, the daily average of new COVID-19 cases for the last week is now officially below 1,000 for the first time since early September. On Tuesday, the Department of Health Services reported 681 new confirmed cases. That brings our rolling average for the last 7 days down to 981. DHS also reported just 22 deaths per day statewide over the last week. However, Vilas County just reported 3 new deaths on Tuesday. Right now, that's one of the biggest hotspots in the state. In our 12-county north central Wisconsin region, hospitalization numbers have been inching down over the last few weeks. Right now, DHS reporting 65 people in our region in the hospital with COVID, and 15 are in the ICU. As we take a closer look at our local numbers here, the Oneida County Health Department reported 6 new cases. Its active total is 111. 1 new case in Price County, no new cases in both Clark and Forest counties. Lincoln County reported 4 new cases. Down in Marathon County, there are 6 new cases reported. Its active total is at 556. 16 new cases in Portage County, its active total at 111. Wood County reporting 11 new cases with an active total of 158, and 4 new cases reported in Adams County. There's now been over 1 million doses of COVID-19 vaccine allocated to the Badger State by the federal government. That's according to the latest numbers from the DHS, and they report almost 800,000 of those doses have now been administered as well. They also say about 175,000 people in the state have now completed their 2-shot series of vaccinations. Some good news there. Governor Evers wants to create a new $500 tax credit to help cover family caregiver expenses, a $200 million proposal that will be part of the governor's state budget plan submitted to the legislature next week. The tax credit unveiled on Tuesday was included in budget proposals Evers announced that aim to help children and families, targeting spending on everything from child care services to Alzheimer's research. Family care services for children through the elderly have struggled in recent years in finding enough workers, problems that have been exacerbated during the COVID-19 pandemic. Well, this week, the CDC is expected to update its guidance on sending kids back to class in person. But as Britt Conway reports, talk about reopening schools has ramped up debate on how to do that safely.
This is what back to school used to look like. Now, nearly a year into the pandemic, sending kids back to the classroom is a debate about safety and a matter of where you live. Some districts have already returned to in-person learning. Many of the country's 13,000 school districts have come up with their own standards for when it's safe to send kids back into schools. But federal guidelines are expected to come out this week. We already know President Joe Biden's goal is to have more than 50% of schools back open by day 100 of his presidency.
And that means some teaching in classrooms. So at least 1 day a week, hopefully it's more. And obviously it is as much as is safe in each school and local district.
But as much as is safe is where the debate kicks in. Some medical experts say it can be done safely, pointing to a study of 17 rural schools.
The data from schools suggests that there's very little transmission that is happening within the schools, especially when there's masking and distancing occurring.
But for some schools, especially those in more populated areas with older buildings or larger classes, meeting safety guidelines can be a challenge. In several states right now, there are intense negotiations over restarting in-person learning. The head of one of the largest teachers' unions in the country says federal guidance is a step in the right direction.
We've been trying to get unequivocal guidance and the resources since last June.
I'm Britt Conway reporting.
Now, another element to this debate is the push for teachers to be prioritized for the COVID-19 vaccine as an added layer of protection. Well, coming up in international news, the World Health Organization releases its findings after investigating the origins of COVID-19 in Wuhan, China. Plus, police in Myanmar use water cannons to break up crowds of protesters following the country's military coup. Those stories and more news from around the world when we come back.
Brighten up your home and save big money right now at Menards. Stop in and check out our great selection of over 230 in-stock Fight electric LED bulbs. Great for all of your fixtures. These LED 60-watt equivalent bulbs use 83% less energy than standard bulbs. Available in soft white or daylight color temperatures. Pick up a 4-pack for only $3.99. Start saving now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
I think RBA is doing an excellent job of preparing the kids for college. My daughter, who's a junior, is going to start college classes, and she could graduate with almost a full associate's degree.
I think the one thing that people should know about RVA is how well-rounded it is with all the extra things that they can do, not only through school, but through student council and National Honor Society.
The teachers are the best, and the students in RVA are really helpful. I think it's a great program.
Ever wonder why your just washed laundry doesn't smell just washed? That's because there's hidden sweat and body soils that cause odors on your clothes. But there's a solution for those secret stinks. Gain Flings laundry packs. Gain Flings has more freshness ingredients compared to Bargain liquid detergent. They have 3 superpowered ingredients that fight stink: OxiBoost, Febreze odor remover, and concentrated detergent. Just toss in a couple of packs. Gain Flings works in all wash cycles, even in cold water. Try Gain Flings and smell the difference, or we'll give you your money back.
I embrace getting older. I'm so much more confident now, but I don't love that as I age, I could develop gum issues.
New Colgate Renewal reverses early gum damage for a beautiful, revitalized smile.
I can't wait to see what comes next.
Reverse early gum damage with new Colgate Renewal.
3 derm ingredients in 1 cream? Don't settle for less. Revitalift Triple Power with proretinol plus hyaluronic acid and vitamin C. It visibly reduces wrinkles, firms, and brightens. Revitalift Triple Power Moisturizer from L'Oreal. Now the #1 serum brand in America.
And welcome back. So here we are. So we actually set a record low in Merrill yesterday. We were watching our temperature, and we did set a record low of 34 below. Barely breaks the old record of 33 below set back in 1933. So now that record low is now in the record books. But here we are. Temperatures right now, they're cool out there again. Well off toward the north, you got 25 below in International Falls. Here in the viewing area, we're cool too. Giving you a closer look, we're at 18 below in Rhinelander, 26 below in Manitowish Waters, 19 below in Eagle River. It's kind of that broken record all over again. We know it's cold outside, and that will continue for a little while. So here we are. Winds not bad out of the west at around 5 miles per hour, but just that little bit of a wind making it feel pretty chilly out there, of around 33 below in Rhinelander. Other areas at like Eagle River at 32 below. So we get the idea. It's cold out there. So again, you'll want to make sure to bundle up and cover as much exposed skin as you can. These wind chill dangers will continue for a while with high frostbite risks today, tomorrow, maybe a little bit of a break Friday, but then Saturday and Sunday, the dangers are back up. So here we are. Because of that, the National Weather Service acknowledged it with a wind chill advisory that is in effect for everybody here. And that will expire later on this morning. Price County, I think I saw your advisory last until Sunday. So you get the idea. It's going to be pretty cold for a while. But I also have my eye on the radar this morning. There's a few returns here. There's another little boundary passing off toward our south. I think the atmosphere is just too dry to support any snow flurries, but I will also say do not be surprised if you do see some snow flurries. You might get a quick flurry that might fall, but otherwise, most of us will stay dry this morning with a few passing clouds and some sunshine that will peek out from time to time. As our surface map really hasn't changed much since yesterday, this dome of high pressure really holding control, keeping all the activity to the south, and this stationary front that's not even moving, of course. And it's really going to just keep things calm for a little while. So Futurecast for today, we will have a few passing clouds at times. Again, I think Futurecast is being a little aggressive with the clouds. I still think we'll see a little bit more sunshine. Then we really clear out tonight, allowing temperatures to fall down again like they pretty much did this morning, down to around 20 below. And then tomorrow, here we are, more clouds moving in. We'll be watching for that. Thursday evening, a few chances for snow flurries cannot be ruled out. No accumulations expected, but very little precipitation in the forecast anytime soon. So for today, 5 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Wind chills again 25 to 35 below with a west wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tonight, 18 below, getting cold again, mostly clear skies. And wind chills hitting 25 to 30 below with that northwest wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Northwoods Furniture and Mattress 7-day forecast. Pretty simple forecast overall. It's cold, it's going to be dry, maybe a few flurries Thursday night. We'll have temperatures in the single digits until Monday. A warm up on the way. Low teens Monday, 16 degrees on Tuesday. Marissa?
Indian rescue workers recovered one more body on Tuesday from the glacier collapse disaster, placing the death toll now at 29 as many more still remain missing. Officials also began using thermal imaging equipment on helicopters to help search for the 197 people who are still unaccounted for. On Sunday, part of a remote Himalayan glacier broke away, sweeping away bridges, breaking dams, and sending a torrent of water, rocks, and construction debris down a mountain valley. Rescuers were racing to free around 35 Indian construction workers who were trapped in a tunnel 2 days after the hydroelectric dam that they were helping to build was swept away by a wall of water from that collapsed glacier. Experts say it had snowed heavily last week in the area, and it was possible that some of the snow had started melting and may have led to an avalanche. Police in Myanmar cracked down on crowds of demonstrators who took to the streets again on Tuesday against the military takeover in defiance of rules making the protests illegal. Water cannons were used in Mandalay, Myanmar's second biggest city, where witnesses say at least 2 warning shots were fired to try and make those crowds disperse. Reports on social media said that police arrested more than 24 people there. They also used water cannons in the capital city for a second day and fired shots into the air there. The protesters are demanding that power be restored to the deposed civilian government, and they're seeking freedom for the nation's elected leader Aung San Suu Kyi and other ruling party members. The coronavirus behind the COVID-19 pandemic most likely did not come from a Chinese lab, but instead did jump from an animal species to humans. That's from the World Health Organization on Tuesday, as their food safety and animal diseases experts continue to analyze data collected during an investigative team's visit to Wuhan, China, the epicenter of the virus outbreak in December of 2019. The Wuhan Institute of Virology has collected extensive virus samples, leading to unproven allegations that it may have caused the original outbreak by leaking the virus into the surrounding community. China has strongly denied any lab leak allegations and has promoted unproven theories that the virus may have originated elsewhere. The WHO team that included experts from 10 different nations visited hospitals, research institutes, a traditional market tied to the outbreak, and other sites.
Well, it's about 1:15 and coming up next in medical news. A new study shows the latest trends in breast cancer deaths among younger women. Plus, a warning from doctors cautioning against making your own baby formula at home. We'll explain when we come back.
I'm Erin.
And I'm Margot.
We've always done things our own way.
Charted our own paths.
I wasn't going to just back down from moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis.
Psoriatic arthritis wasn't going to change who I am.
When I learned that my joint pain could mean permanent joint damage, I asked about Enbrel. Enbrel helps relieve joint pain and helps stop permanent joint damage.
Plus, Enbrel helps skin get clearer in psoriatic arthritis. Ask your doctor about Enbrel so you can get back to your true self.
Enbrel may lower your ability to fight infections. Serious, sometimes fatal events, including infections, tuberculosis, lymphoma, other cancers, nervous system and blood disorders, and allergic reactions have occurred. Tell your doctor if you've been someplace where fungal infections are common, or if you're prone to infections, have cuts or sores, have had hepatitis B, have been treated for heart failure, or if you have persistent fever, bruising, bleeding, or paleness. Don't start Enbrel if you have an infection like the flu.
Visit Enbrel.com to see how your joint damage could progress. Enbrel. Eligible patients may pay as little as $5 per month.
Exciting things call for a drum roll, like this new offer on one of Wisconsin's favorite lotto games. It's Badger 5 with Lightning Ball. During February, there's a 1 in 3 chance that a lightning ball strikes a play. When it does, players get an extra number, which means better odds of winning a prize. Jackpot not included, only in February. This exciting offer from the Wisconsin Lottery is going fast.
An engagement ring is the defining symbol of a lifelong promise, and that's why choosing Lee Ayres Jewelers is so important. As a family business, they know how important your search is, and they take great pride in helping you find the perfect engagement ring. For Lee Ayres, it's all about taking care of you, the customer. From in-store goldsmiths to custom jewelry design by Thomas Daling, they do it all. Begin your lifelong promise by choosing Lee Ayres Jewelers, downtown Stevens Point.
Olson Solar Energy wants you to know that there's a lot to consider when you think about solar energy. Consider a lower or no energy bill. There's a federal tax credit as well as other rebates and incentives to consider. You may not have considered that a solar energy system increases property value without increasing property taxes and works for homes and businesses. Isn't it time to consider a free evaluation? Call 579-0474 or go to olsonsolarenergy.com.
Many of you are asking, yes, this is happening again. We have temperatures below zero, 26 below in Manitowish waters, Rhinelander 18 below. So if you're asking if I'm serious, I am serious. It is cold outside. Peter?
Thanks for that update, Devin. Well, breast cancer deaths among younger women in the U.S. began dropping in the late 1980s, but a new study shows that decline has stopped. University of Colorado researchers analyzed data from 2010 to 2017. During that time, breast cancer deaths decreased in older women, but they leveled off in women under 40. The scientists estimate that within 2 to 3 years, the death rate in younger women will increase significantly. They say a rise in advanced stage breast cancers is likely to blame. The long-asked question, are eggs good for you? Well, it depends. Chinese scientists looked at dietary data from over 500,000 middle-aged Americans. They found eating more whole eggs was linked with a higher risk of early death. However, eating egg whites or egg substitutes was associated with lower mortality. In fact, replacing half of a whole egg with the same amount of egg whites was linked to a 3% lower risk of cardiovascular-related death. Interesting.
Well, if you have a new baby or there are new babies in your family, we have a warning for you from doctors.
They say they're now seeing some very sick babies rush to the hospital because their parents are feeding them homemade baby formula. Tim Furlong reports.
2 babies from 2 different families both rushed into Nemours DuPont Hospital for Children in Wilmington with similar symptoms and with a similar cause.
Both of the babies were ingesting a hemp-based homemade formula.
Whatever their parents' reasons were, and doctors think they were well-intentioned, they gave their babies homemade vegan formula.
Most parents are obviously just trying to do their best for their child and give them the best ingredients and the most healthy food that they can.
But doctors here say while the ingredient list on store-bought formula looks scary, it's actually very well thought out, carefully scrutinized, and heavily regulated by the FDA. Homemade formula recipes are all over the web. Nemours doctors say do not use them. In many cases, they just might not have enough of what your baby needs at that crucial time in their development.
Calcium in particular affects your muscles and your heart, and one of the children that was admitted had a cardiac arrest, and you can absolutely die from not having the right ingredients and the right nutrients in your body.
Financial assistance is available to families struggling to pay for formula, and in many cases, homemade formulas cost more to make because some use high-end or rare ingredients. Sure, the cans can look kind of scary, but doctors say the products inside them are safer than what you could make in your blender.
It is absolutely recommended that if you cannot breastfeed for whatever reason, that you use a commercially produced, quality-controlled infant formula that is available in the stores.
Important information there. Well, it's now about 5:21, and coming up next in sports, the Brewers welcome a familiar face to the organization. We'll tell you about his Wisconsin roots. Plus, we'll explain some rule changes to the MLB season ahead of spring training. Stay with us. We're back in 2 minutes.
Take a piece of chocolate if you're the tallest. Take a piece of chocolate if you're better at eating your vegetables. Take a piece of chocolate if you love sharing.
When you shop and donate to Goodwill, the good starts with you. Whether you shop Goodwill for the thrill of the treasure hunt, incredible values on one-of-a-kind items, do-it-yourself project inspiration, or brand names for less, you can feel good about the impact you make. Your support keeps items out of the landfill and fuels job training and opportunities for people with barriers to employment in your community. When you shop and donate at Goodwill, Goodwill starts with you.
On Jeopardy, a reunion.
You and I have met before.
We stayed in the same hotel, got in the elevator, you forgot to push your button. And I'm sitting here thinking, wow, what a dummy.
On Jeopardy!
Weekdays at 4:30 on NBC 12.
Season after season, customers have found that when it comes to replacing their windows, there's only one company to call. Renewal by Andersen. Call the number below and take advantage of this limited time offer. Plus, go with Renewal by Andersen and you get Renewal by Andersen's signature service. The perfect blend of the best people in the industry, a superior process, and an exclusive product. Call today to schedule your free window diagnosis because this incredible offer is only available for a limited time. Renewal by Andersen, the better way to a better window.
My name's Arthur, Merrill, Wisconsin. In August of 2019, I started getting numbness in my feet. By July of 2020, my feet were so numb, I lost a sense of balance. I thought I was walking on stilts. I seen this ad for spinal aid. I took 20 treatments from him, and by then my feet were 90% better and no longer felt like walking on stilts.
Are you experiencing weakness, numbness, and/or pain in your feet or hands? These sensations might even be affecting other areas of your body along with your balance. You might have already been diagnosed with peripheral neuropathy and are taking drugs such as Lyrica, gabapentin, or Cymbalta that never seems to help. Neuropathy pain ultimately diminishes your quality of life. Call Spinal Aid of Wausau today to see if our treatment methods are right for you. Call 715-203-1508 to schedule your neuropathy severity consultation or visit us at spinalaid.com.
Welcome back. Well, despite how cold it is outside, MLB pitchers and catchers report for spring training in just a week. And the Brewers announced they'll be welcoming a new face to the organization, one people in central Wisconsin know well. Pitcher Jordan Zimmerman signed a minor league contract with the organization that includes an invitation to Major League camp. Zimmerman is originally from Auburndale in Wood County, and he played college baseball for the University of Wisconsin Stevens Point. The 34-year-old is a two-time All-Star with the Washington Nationals, but most recently he pitched for the Detroit Tigers. However, he has struggled there a little bit.
And Major League Baseball says that spring training will begin on February 17th. The league made the date official on Tuesday with a press release that outlines the rule changes that will be in effect this season. Like last season, the league will shorten doubleheader games to 7 innings, and in extra inning affairs, a runner will be placed at second base to start each half inning. However, the National League will not be using the designated hitter this year. On the COVID front, the league also spelled out its health protocols for players and staff, and the rules are somewhat restrictive, as you can imagine. Team members will have to quarantine for 5 days before reporting to spring training and then undergo intake testing before they can take part in team activities. During the season, players will not be allowed to visit indoor restaurants or bars or attend any indoor gatherings with more than 10 people. Then, when they're on the road, players will not be allowed to leave their hotels except for previously approved reasons or to visit each other's hotel rooms. The league says that these rules and others are necessary in order to play out a full 2021 season. So certainly a lot of rules in place that they're going to have to, take part in. But I think, honestly, they would be much happier still being able to play the season out than having to deal with any repercussions of anybody getting into COVID trouble. So lots of stuff that they're going to have to consider, though.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's good that they were able to kind of learn from last season and kind of implement some more of those measures. But yeah, it'll be really interesting, and hopefully everything will start off without a hitch. But Devin, you're out there in the cold right now. Probably not the best day to be throwing the baseball around.
Yeah, this is far from baseball weather. I would say this is stay inside weather unless you're one of those daredevils that are out snowmobiling or ice fishing, hopefully inside your ice shanties, because it is cold out here this morning. But hopefully we have a warm-up eventually on the way. But pull over this morning and see some of the exhaust from some of the plants right across on the camera there. So long story short, it's cold outside this morning. We can show you those temperatures. 26 below in Manitowish, Waters 17 below in Phillips. Not too bad down toward the south, only 2 below in Wisconsin Rapids. So here's your radar and satellite. That little shaded area is a wind chill advisory. We are watching a few weak returns on the radar. That could be, I personally think it's just some virga, which is some precipitation in the atmosphere that's evaporating before it hits the ground. But a few flurries cannot be ruled out. But your travel forecast today, single digits across the western parts of the state. Otherwise, for us, we'll have partly cloudy skies, temperatures around 5 degrees. It will feel cooler. And down toward the south, temperatures in the teens, so better for them, a mixture of clouds and sun. We'll have more coming up after the break.
Hey, it's me, your dry skin. I'm craving something we're missing. The ceramides in CeraVe. They help restore my natural barrier so I can lock in moisture. We've got to have each other's backs.
CeraVe, now the #1 dermatologist-recommended skincare brand.
The secret to glossy hair color? New La Color Gloss. L'Oreal's first toning gloss you use in the shower. No mixing, no damage. Tones, glosses, conditions. It does it all. New La Color Gloss from L'Oreal Paris.
Your skin isn't just skin. It's a beautiful reflection of every single thing you've been through in life.
which is why Dove Body Wash removes your skin's ceramides and strengthens it against dryness. For instantly softer, smoother skin you can lovingly embrace. Renew the love for your skin with Dove Body Wash.
Wausau Child Care is a community-driven organization specializing in quality care for children. Wausau Child Care provides a loving environment for your child and has flexible hours to work around your schedule. Your children come first, and that includes safety and security. Our staff regularly ensures that both the children and their environment are safe and nurturing. Wausau Child Care Inc. has 3 locations and several nationally credited programs, fostering growth for the children we serve.
It's the huge President's Day sale going on now at Lakeland Furniture and Mattress in Minocqua and Anago. Get huge savings of 23% off our already low sale price during this sales event. Plus, get 1-year interest-free financing on all the top name brands, including Amish-made furniture. We have a great selection of in-stock mattresses all on sale with 23% off savings. So don't miss this President's Day sales event going on now at Lakeland Furniture and Mattress in Minocqua and Anago.
You're watching News Watch 12 today with Marissa Silvas, Peter Dubois, and Devin Biggs.
Good morning, and thanks for waking up with us today. It's Wednesday, February 10th. Well, senators did determine it is constitutional for former President Donald Trump to stand trial.
Senators transformed into jurors and for an emotional start to the former president's second impeachment trial. Nadia Romero is in Washington with the latest.
Senators, this cannot be our future.
House Impeachment Manager Jamie Raskin fighting back tears as he lays out the case against former President Donald Trump.
We cannot have presidents inciting and mobilizing mob violence against our government.
Let's go! Representative Raskin opened his presentation with a 13-minute video cutting together footage of rioters ransacking the Capitol with Trump's January 6th speech.
If that's not an impeachable offense, then there is no such thing. Consider this.
The former president's defense countering with its own montage of Democrats looking to impeach Trump during his presidency.
To say there was a rush to judgment by the House would be a grave understatement.
And arguing First Amendment protection.
We can't possibly be suggesting that we punish people for political speech in this country.
The focus of Tuesday's arguments, the constitutionality of impeaching a now former president.
The Senate lacks jurisdiction to conduct this trial of a former president, a president no longer in office and now a private citizen.
Presidents can't commit grave offenses in their final days and escape any congressional response.
In pursuant,
6 GOP senators sided with Democrats, allowing the trial to move forward.
They made a compelling argument. President Trump's team were disorganized.
But the 56-44 vote falls far short of the 2/3 Democrats will need to convict. In Washington, I'm Nadia Romero reporting.
Back here in our area, Marissa, we're just, again, waking up with temperatures that really just want to make you climb back in bed.
Exactly, I know. I feel really badly that we keep sending Devin out in it as well, but it's good to show everybody what we're dealing with. So for more on what to expect, let's head right on over to our weather center. And Devin Biggs in for a first check of our forecast. And Devin, have you warmed up yet after being out for travel weather?
Yeah, I think everything but my hands have pretty much warmed up, hence the idea, have gloves, maybe some hand warmers if you have them, and of course the stocking cap too. Started wearing that yesterday, and that definitely makes a huge difference. So when I say bundle up, literally bundle up. It definitely helps you out. But otherwise, we are watching the radar this morning. And yeah, there are a few returns showing up here. So it's going to be one of those situations where I don't think anything will hit the ground, but it's one of those do not be surprised that you see a few flurry situations too. That will not last very long. That will be out of here later on. And we'll have kind of partly cloudy skies again. We'll see a mixture of clouds and sun with a wind chill advisory in effect for the counties highlighted there. Some of them will expire today. Some of them will last for a few more days too, as some of these will get issued again, especially with temperatures like this. 26 below in Manitowish Waters, 25 below in Land O'Lakes, a little warmer to the south in Marshfield at 5 below. Wind chills feeling a little rough out there, 33 below in Rhinelander and 32 below in Eagle River. So for those going to school today, your bus stop forecast, a cold one, 11 below under partly cloudy skies. And we will remain partly cloudy, but we will get above zero, hitting 5 degrees as the kids come home. Marissa?
Alrighty, thanks so much, Devin. Well, since November, Minocqua Brewing Company owner and former Democratic candidate for state assembly, Kirk Bangstad, has started to sell some politically themed beer. The progressive beer, as he calls it, is now moving its way across the state, being sold in small businesses in cities like Madison and Milwaukee.
What I want to do is band together with small businesses and be political in order to tell the world that small businesses, are being left out in the cold. So it shouldn't be political. Every politician in the United States of America should be for small business. That's what makes America tick.
Despite being based in Minocqua, Bangstad says that he got a lot of pushback from stores and customers in the Northwoods, not happy with his progressive politics. However, the Lac du Flambeau Band of Lake Superior, Chippewa, thought that the products are a really good fit for their country market.
It hit home with us because being on the reservation, we've experienced some of the same type of discrimination. The whole idea was pushed away from the political idea and more or less just supporting the struggling business in the area.
Bangstad is still looking to partner with some more small businesses across the state while also trying to expand to parts of the East and West Coast. A church group in Vilas County is making sure that students still have something to eat even when they're not in school. Volunteers from Soar Charter High School in Eagle River gather at Prince of Peace Lutheran Church every week to pack some backpacks for their weekend backpack program. They say that this allows students in need to get some meals to make it through the days that they're not in school.
They learn about food insecurity and what it means to the empathy. They show more empathy towards their fellow students, and it helps take out the stigma of food insecurity.
The program serves Northland Pines and also Land O'Lakes elementary schools. But recently, the program announced that they are partnering with Feed Our Rural Kids, or FORK, to expand into Phelps schools as well.
We're super excited with the weekend backpack program to be coordinating with FORK and the Northland Pines School District and Phelps School District on expanding this opportunity to students at Phelps.
You can check with your city's local school district to see what programs are available to you. Well, just in time for the cold snap, the Three Lakes Writers Center and the Demmer Library are hosting a mitten tree in the Demmer Library. From now until the spring, the organizations are collecting hats and mittens. Items will be available in the vestibule and free for the taking. Vestibule hours are from 10 until 7 on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then from 9 until 5 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you'd like to donate, you can call the Demmer Library. And if you love bowling and soup, then we have an event for you. The Flying Fin on Highway 47, just outside Rhinelander, is hosting a turkey bowling and soup cook on Saturday, February 20th. Organizers say the bowling will take place from 11 until 2 and the soup cook-off from 2 until 3. Prizes will be available for both, and you can sign up your 3-person team for $30 at the Flying Fin. The turkey meat used in the bowling will be donated to local wildlife sanctuaries.
Well, very cool there. And coming up, we have some news you can use, including how Target's new line of activewear has taken off in sales. Plus, we'll share some tips on celebrating Valentine's Day from home. Those stories and more consumer news just after this.
This portion of Newswatch 12 is brought to you by Ag Country Farm Credit Services.
President's Sale at Slumberland. Come on. Slumberland Furniture has the best prices around, and right now everything is an additional 25% off.
Well, hello Slumberland.
Get your look for less at the huge President's Sale at Slumberland.
Northland Basement Systems is the all things basementy company. Basement waterproofing, basement finishing, basement structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. When it comes to basement solutions, nobody does it better than we do. Since 1991, homeowners just like you in the Northland have trusted Northland Basement Systems for all things basementy in their homes. Call Northland Basement Systems today to schedule a free home evaluation.
Everybody loves popcorn and puffs, so Newswatch 12 and Minocqua Popcorn and Puffs want to help you celebrate by sending tasty birthday treats.
If you want your chance to win a gourmet bucket of popcorn for your loved one, make sure to submit your entry to our birthday club at WJFW.com.
One lucky viewer will win a free half-gallon bucket of Minocqua popcorn.
What are you doing?
Dude, I'm so excited. I just can't wait for summer.
Can't wait to get on the water and want a private shopping experience to start planning your summer weekends? Then go to our website and book your VIP tour with American Marine and Motorsports in Shawano. Get first crack at the lowest prices anywhere, and we're matching deposits up to $1,000 on select products. Don't get left out in the cold. Book your VIP private shopping experience at American Marine now.
He's thinking new mattress. She's thinking, well, a lot of things. It's okay. Get an extra 25% off our already low Slumberland price. The Sealy Posturepedic mattress on closeout for only $529. Our biggest sale of the year at Slumberland Furniture.
And welcome back. Here we are. We set record lows again yesterday, but just one over in Merrill. And this one's a painful one to look at, 34 below. And to put that in perspective, the old record was set back in 1933 of just 33 below. So if you're going to get very cold, you might as well break a record, right? And we did that in Merrill. So now this one will go down into the history books. Otherwise, you get the idea, and we sound like a broken record with this. It's cold outside, 25 below in International Falls, 18 below in Rhinelander. A closer look here at home showing temperatures. Yeah, a little cool out there, 25 below in Manswish Water, 17 below in Eagle River, a little warmer down toward the south if you want to call 2 below warmer in Wisconsin Rapids. There is a little bit of a wind out there, but not too bad in some places. Many areas at a goose egg, other areas like Rhinelander at around 6 miles per hour, making it feel like 33 below in Rhinelander and 25 below in Wausau. And you get the idea. Just make sure to bundle up as you head out the door because it will be cool out there. Otherwise, the frostbite danger is up there again in a very high category. We'll see some improvement a little bit on Friday before it gets worse again Saturday into Sunday. So you get the idea that as you head out the door Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mornings at 7 a.m. or so, you know what to do. Just make sure to bundle up. But here we are. Because of this, a wind chill advisory, in effect. And that will expire later on this morning for most of our counties. Others will remain in effect for a little while longer. You know what to do by this point. It's cold outside. Just make sure to bundle up and limit time outdoors unless you have plenty of layers on to keep warm. But we do have returns on the radar this morning showing with a little bit of snow flurry action. A lot of this is evaporating before it hits the ground. It's one of those cases where do not be surprised if you do see some snow flurries. We'll take a look to make sure, check some of the observations to see if any of this is reaching the ground. But otherwise, the motion with this weak wave of energy, mainly from west to east. So it's going to move through this morning, then clear out by the afternoon period. So we'll see some clouds during the morning, some sunshine during the afternoon period. All of this as we have a few boundaries just down toward our south, right around in here. High pressure just off towards the north, this dome of high pressure, that Arctic polar vortex high pressure that's really helping to keep things really well stalled out. Stationary front to the west and other frontal systems down toward the south. So here's Futurecast for today. I think it's being a little aggressive with the clouds. I think we'll see more sunshine during the afternoon period before things really begin to clear out tonight. And that means it's going to get cold again before we watch more clouds start moving. Another wave of energy will pass off just to our south. This one could bring a few snow flurries as we head towards Thursday night, but really no real precipitation in store anytime soon. So a forecast for today, we'll call it 5 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Wind chills at around 25 to 35 below. With that west wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tonight, 18 below. It's going to get cold under mostly clear skies, and wind chills again could hit 25 to 30 below with that northwest wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Your Northwoods Furniture and Mattress 7-day forecast. A simple forecast, a mixture of clouds and sun. Temperatures will be chilly, but some good news in store. A warm up finally on the way. 10 degrees Monday, 16 degrees on Tuesday. Peter?
Thanks, Devin. Well, about a year ago, Target launched its own brand of activewear and exercise equipment. And then the pandemic hit, and sales of the new All in Motion line exploded. The line includes sports bras, hand weights, and yoga mats. And the company announced All in Motion has reached $1 billion in sales. Most of its workout clothes and accessories cost less than $30. Target says that's about 75% less on average than similar products sold by competitors. All in Motion is one of 10 Target brands that generated $1 billion or more in sales in fiscal 2020. Well, the stars have aligned, and Kellogg and Little Debbie have teamed up for an out-of-this-world collaboration. Little Debbie Cosmic Brownies are coming to cereal aisles nationwide. The cereal features crispy brownie squares with cosmic rainbow pieces. Each bite delivers the fudgy chocolate flavor of the iconic Little Debbie Cosmic Brownies, bringing your favorite galactic snack to your breakfast bowl. The cereal hits store shelves in May. And Valentine's Day is on Sunday. How much will Americans spend? Well, that all depends on how long a couple has been together. According to Retail Me Not, couples who've dated for 2 years or more will spend $156 on Valentine's Day this year. An engaged couple, $243. Newlyweds, $317. And if you're married for a decade or more, $467. 61% say they'll buy their significant other a gift, and a survey found chocolate is the most popular gift option, followed closely by a nice meal from a restaurant and flowers rounding out the top 3.
My goodness, Peter, I've been married for more than a decade, but that seems a little high to me. I mean, I love Valentine's Day, but so we'll probably be spending a little less than that, I know. And speaking of this day of love, you know, more Americans, of course, may be spending Valentine's Day at home this year.
That's right, but that doesn't mean that it has to be boring. NBC's Liz McLaughlin has some ideas for you.
This year, we can't go to the movies, we can't go out to eat.
This Valentine's Day, whining and dining doesn't have to be off the table.
Romance is alive and well.
OkCupid's dating expert Melissa Hobley recommends making your at-home date special by setting the scene.
You can find fun decor everywhere right now.
And ditching the work-from-home sweats.
Actually take the time to get dressed up, light some candles, put on a dress. What are heels? Has anyone worn heels in a long time? Put on heels.
Learn a new skill together with a cocktail or cooking class. Nona Live mixes in an element of travel with traditional Italian dishes.
It hosts classes led by an actual Italian grandma who will cook you through any number of delicacies from pumpkin gnocchi to classic lasagna.
Couples can get a surprise evening with a service such as Date Box Club that does the planning for you.
Thank you for coming on such short notice.
Or team up with your partner in crime to solve a mystery with an experience called Hunt a Killer.
It sends you a box filled with clues like autopsy reports and evidence and whatnot that you can use to kind of try and solve this narrative that the box is telling.
Whether it's a murder case or a meal, the key to a romantic evening is your full attention.
Turn off the notifications, turn off your cell phone.
Giving your Valentine the gift of being present. Liz McLaughlin, NBC News.
So many fun ideas. And there are a lot of companies, in addition to Date Box Club, that offer similar services, including Created for Love and Happily. Those are about $30 to $40 per date and available as a monthly subscription, so you can keep those dates going beyond this weekend.
A really cool idea there. And Date Box Club has a 2-day shipping option. Many have a digital date option if you can't get shipping in time for the big day.
When a company suddenly closes like this, it leaves working families without certainty and without time to plan, to adjust, to apply for new jobs.
An investigation determined Merrill-based company Semco violated labor laws when it laid off all its workers without notice. Coming up at 6, learn more about the lawsuit being filed against that company.
Integrated Pain Solutions has really had a huge impact on my own personal life, on my quality of life. I can do the things that I like to do. It's been a blessing to my entire family because we're all able to continue with the same active lifestyle that we always enjoy.
Don't miss 3 all-new episodes of Wednesday's most watched dramas.
Your life is precious, and you need to fight for it.
Okay. My baby's in backseat.
Not waiting. You with me? He was my son, and some punk shot him. I know how difficult this is. But we're close to solving it.
An all-new Chicago Wednesday, tonight on NBC.
Are your floors looking worn and outdated? Stop by Eagle Floor Covering in Eagle River for all your flooring needs.
View our large selection of carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl, tile, and area rugs.
We have a knowledgeable staff, competitive pricing, and free estimates. Locally owned and operated for over 2 decades.
Come in and let over 40 years of combined sales and service experience help you select the right floor for your lifestyle and budget.
Eagle Floor Covering on Twilight Lane off Highway 70 West, across from Eagle River Cabinets.
Play your way. Dine your way. Stay your way. Ho-Chunk Gaming Wittenberg. Win your way.
Over 6,550 people have died of COVID-19 in Wisconsin. Over 90% of Wisconsinites have not yet received the vaccine. Every sane doctor in the world agrees that wearing a mask saves lives. Assemblyman Rob Swearingen just voted to end Wisconsin's mask mandate. He is playing politics with our lives. Paid for by the Minocqua Brewing Company Super PAC.
Integrated Pain Solutions has really had a huge impact on my own personal life, on my quality of life. I can do the things that I like to do. It's been a blessing to my entire family because we're all able to continue with the same active lifestyle that we always enjoy.
Welcome back. Well, the eviction moratorium in place due to the pandemic may help prevent a sudden spike in homelessness.
That's right, but it's not going to help those that are already out in the cold. NATH, the Northwoods Alliance for Temporary Housing, operates Frederick Place in Rhinelander, one of the only homeless shelters in our region. COVID-19 hit fundraising efforts really hard, so the manager of Northern Grounds Coffee House in Rhinelander, Liz Cirilli, says that they came up with a plan to help.
For the month of February, we're holding a fundraiser surrounding one of our drinks called the Haven. It's going to be one of our Lotus Energy drinks, and a portion of our proceeds will go toward the NATH Frederick Place in Rhinelander.
The Blue Raspberry Cotton Candy drink will help fund the shelter's general operation. Cirilli says if the Haven drink isn't your thing, there are other ways you can help.
I mean, if you want to be able to donate to the cause and you don't care to drink a Lotus drink, you're more than welcome to make a cash donation at the drive-thru as well. Otherwise, you can go to nathnorthwoods.com and donate directly to their organization online.
Now, the Haven Drink fundraiser will run through the end of February, and Cirilli says that the event is part of Northern Grounds' commitment to supporting the local community who supports them. So I love that. They're always doing different things and coming up with different ideas to really help out many organizations in our area, and all their drinks are really delicious. So whether it's one of those Lotus drinks or a hot coffee, you know, I think I might go for a hot coffee or something this morning.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, that's a very interesting sounding drink, but definitely a hot version, a hot coffee or tea might be good. I know Devin can maybe use a hot chocolate out on the weather deck right now.
Oh, without a doubt, Peter could definitely use some. And in fact, you know what this cold weather is a good opportunity for? Experiments. It might be hard to see on the screen here, but I have one of my old T-shirts from home, so sorry, Mom, that we have outside freezing up. I have it here. Oh my gosh, is it really frozen already? It is frozen already, for crying out loud. So that only took 4 minutes, and I just put this out here during the previous commercial break, and one of my shirts already freezing up. We'll leave this out here and give you a good look at it coming up. Let's show you those temperatures right now. 18 below. Yeah, you can freeze a T-shirt in 4 minutes or less thanks to these cold temperatures. So there's a fun science experiment for you today. There's the radar right now. We have a little bit of returns showing up. I really don't think any of that is hitting the ground, but if you do see a few flurries, don't be surprised. Your travel forecast for today, a little chilly out there with single digits under partly cloudy skies across the western parts of the state. For us, we'll do 5 degrees, Rhinelander and Wausau, Green Bay at 10 degrees, and down toward the south, teens are in the forecast. We'll have more coming up after the break.
3 derm ingredients in 1 cream? Don't settle for less. Revitalift Triple Power with proretinol plus hyaluronic acid and vitamin C. It visibly reduces wrinkles, firms, and brightens. Revitalift Triple Power Moisturizer from L'Oreal. Now the #1 serum brand in America.
Hi, my name's Chad. I went and saw a neurologist and had several MRIs, and they found out that I had spinal neuropathy. But the neurologist at the hospital decided that the only treatment was medication. I didn't find that acceptable, so I called Spinal Aid to get a free consultation. After working with Spinal Aid, I'm able to walk, I'm able to sleep, I have balance, my overall comfort of life is 100% better.
Are you experiencing weakness, numbness, and/or pain in your feet or hands? These sensations might even be affecting other areas of your body along with your balance. You might have already been diagnosed with peripheral neuropathy and are taking drugs such as Lyrica, gabapentin, or Cymbalta that never seems to help. Neuropathy pain ultimately diminishes your quality of life. The Spinal Aid Center of Wausau can help relieve the symptoms of your neuropathy. Call Spinal Aid of Wausau today to see if our treatment methods are right for you. Call 715-203-1508 to schedule your neuropathy severity consultation.
For the most up-to-the-minute info on your school closings, visit WJFW.com on your computer, your tablet, or your phone. WJFW School Closings, sponsored by Marcel's Fireplace and Stoves and Builders Service Incorporated.
Mondays on Newswatch 12 today features Mugshot Monday. But what exactly is Mugshot Monday?
It starts with the opportunity to win a 12-ounce bag of coffee, with the coffee being sourced from in between the tropics across the world, then brought in here to Eagle River Roasters and roasted to perfection.
Have a good day. And with that, you'll also win an Eagle River Roasters coffee mug, perfect for that first cup of coffee with your favorite morning crew.
Join us on Monday mornings to see this week's winner.
Register online at WJFW.com. You're watching Newswatch 12 today with Marissa Silvas, Peter Dubois, and Devin Biggs.
Since we're on the topic of freezing clothing, check this out. Staff members at Brookfield Zoo in Illinois undertook an icy endeavor this week. You may be familiar with it. It's called the Frozen Pants Challenge. It could be more appropriate as temperatures in the Midwest are frigid right now. On Tuesday at the zoo, the Frozen Pants Challenge manifested as a frozen zoo uniform, making stops in front of various animal habitats. The frozen clothing paid visits to animals that can tolerate the cold pretty well. They include the bison, a polar bear, Bactrian camels, llamas, and one of the California sea lions. Oh, and let's not forget the iconic Southgate lion statues. The Frozen Pants showed up there too. So there we go. So we got clothes that are freezing outside, and you saw my T-shirt froze very quickly outside, so I put it under some cold water. Took it outside, started the stopwatch as soon as I stepped outside. Less than 4 minutes. I really stressed the less part. It froze.
Wow, that's just incredible. And I didn't realize that this is a thing that a lot of people are doing. I didn't know that there was, the Frozen Pants Challenge going on right now. But it's definitely fun to see and very appropriate for right now. And I want to know what all the animals thought about some random pair of pants by them.
They're probably a little confused, like thinking, okay, maybe humans are weirder than we think. They feed us and everything, but what are they doing here? It's definitely interesting, and it seems like nowadays anything can become a trend, right? That's funny.
Anymore, yeah, it can't become a trend. It's too funny, and with temperatures this cold, why not have a little fun with it too? Where we have temperatures ranging from 16 below in Rhinelander to 25 below in Laynard Lakes and Manitowish waters. Only warming up to around 5 degrees today. We'll be in the mid-single digits, which is kind of relatively warm compared to what we have put up with, but a nice warm-up coming in next week. Marissa?
I think we will all look forward to that. It's been definitely difficult getting outside to really do pretty much anything over the next few days, so glad to see that, Devin. Thanks so much. Well, coming up next on Newswatch 12 today, a lawsuit aims to bring lost wages to Merrill workers who have suddenly lost their jobs more than a year ago.
We have that story for you, plus an update on what lies ahead in Trump's impeachment trial. That's all coming up in the next half hour, but first, you're waking up with Newswatch 12 today on NBC.
On Jeopardy, a reunion.
You and I have met before.
We stayed in the same hotel, got in the elevator, you forgot to push your button. And I'm sitting here thinking, wow, what a dummy.
On Jeopardy. Weekdays at 4:30 on NBC 12.
It's the huge President's Day sale going on now at Lakeland Furniture and Mattress in Minocqua and Anago. Get huge savings of 23% off our already low sale price during this sales event. Plus, get 1-year interest-free financing on all the top name brands, including Amish-made furniture. We have a great selection of in-stock mattresses all on sale with 23% off savings. So don't miss this President's Day sales event going on now at Lakeland Furniture and Mattress in Minocqua and Anago.
Season after season, customers have found that when it comes to replacing their windows, there's only one company to call, Renewal by Andersen. Call today to schedule your free window diagnosis because this incredible offer is only available for a limited time. Renewal by Andersen, the better way to a better window.
4 years ago, I had brain surgery to remove the tumor that was wrapped around my brainstem and spinal cord. Very intense pain in my neck, headaches all the time, and permanent vertigo. I came in and I saw Dr. Dave. He did some work on my top vertebrae. The pressure was alleviated and I can actually stand. It's been wonderful and great.
When the atlas vertebra at the base of the skull is out of alignment, it causes the head to come forward, putting unnatural pressure on joints and nerves. We correct this through a new treatment called the Atlas Prophylax, a revolutionary way to realign the atlas, removing nerve pressure and even restoring blood flow. For many, symptoms and headaches disappear almost immediately.
The first thing we do when somebody comes as a new patient is we sit down and we listen and understand what's going on to see if we can help.
Cause all that I want is for you to be happy. Give me a chance to show that you can be. Well, open your eyes and see the way I see. Cause all that I want is for you to be happy with
Hi, I'm Jenna with Miracle-Ear of Park Falls and Medford. If you are struggling to hear your favorite news and entertainment shows, come and see me for your free hearing test.
Right now on Newswatch 12 today, Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul filed a suit against Semco and Merrill, seeking thousands of dollars for the employees who were let go without much notice. Plus,
we sound like a broken record. More cold temperatures this morning, but is there a warm-up on the way? Your full forecast is coming up.
and we're just days away from Valentine's Day. If you're still looking for some treats for your sweetheart, we'll learn about some of the fun options from Fun Factory Sweet Shop. It's Wednesday, February 10th.
Your local news and weather from where you live. Newswatch 12 Today starts now.
Good morning, and thanks for waking up with us today. I'm Peter Dubois, here with Marissa Silvas. Well, Semco Doors and Windows operated in Merrill for decades before abruptly closing their doors late in 2019.
A letter dated on December 30th said the company would be closing the next day, December 31st. An investigation from the Department of Workforce Development found that Semco violated state law. And now Attorney General Josh Kaul has filed a suit seeking $682,000 for the 140 employees who were let go without much notice.
The Department of Workforce Development investigates and often comes to a resolution, but in this case there was no resolution available, so our office has brought an action to seek to recover those funds.
The state alleges Semco's violation cost those employees wages and benefits owed to them during 60 days that they should have known before the company closed.
When a company suddenly closes like this, it leaves working families without certainty and without time to plan, to adjust, to apply for new jobs, to get their health insurance in line. This one happened just before New Year's as well, so it happened during the holiday season.
Kaul hopes that the suit will proceed quickly in order to help those 140 employees who were affected. And the Department of Workforce Development did send some job training resources in January of 2020 to help in the immediate aftermath of the closing. Well, outdoors this morning, our frigid week just seems to continue, but hopefully there's an end in sight soon.
That's right. It looks like a little bit of a warm-up happening a few days from now, but for more what to expect for today, let's head right on over to our weather center with Devin Biggs in for a first check of our forecast. And Devin, we still have to bear through some of these pretty awful temperatures, we'll just say it bluntly, before we get that warm-up.
Yeah, without a doubt, Peter and Marissa. It's starting off cold again this morning. These cold temperatures, of course, sending that frost depth layer a little bit deeper. We had some people asking about that. We're roughly at around 2 feet right now, give or take where you're at, but we could see that going a little deeper with these cold temperatures. But let's show you what's going on right now. We do have, again, some returns off toward the west, and what looks like some very light snow showers. I doubt any of this is hitting the ground with the air being so dry and how weak the returns are, but I wouldn't be surprised if you saw a few flurries at best. But here we are right now. Advisories, wind chill advisories in effect. Most of them will expire this morning. Others will remain in effect for a little while. Because of this, temperatures that are well below zero, these are actual air temperatures. When you have temperatures this cold, it just feels rough. And when you add the wind chill, and this is why those advisories are up even down to 35 below in Eagle River. Your remote learning forecast today starting off cold, but we will be warming up during the afternoon period to around 5 degrees. Your full forecast is coming up. Marissa?
Thanks, Devin. Taking you across the country this half hour, making history today in the U.S. Senate with opening arguments scheduled in the presidential impeachment trial. That tops our look ahead for this Wednesday. House impeachment managers plan to begin their case at noon in favor of convicting former President Trump for incitement of insurrection. The managers have up to 16 hours this week to open their case. Attorneys for the president will take their turn at opening arguments after that. The trial got the green light on Tuesday when senators voted 56-44 to reject the proceedings as unconstitutional. It's still an uphill challenge for Democrats to convict the former president. That will require 17 Republicans joining them to get 67 votes in favor. The impeachment trial is just the fourth in the history of a U.S. president and the second for Donald Trump. Tampa is planning a Super Bowl victory celebration like no other. Last year, Kansas City brought thousands of people into the streets to watch the winners of Super Bowl 54 parade through those streets, and fans crowded sidewalks for a look at the team and the Lombardi Trophy. In Tampa today will be a very different look. They've announced a boat parade to honor the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for their Super Bowl win. They say it'll look a lot like the Tampa Bay Lightning's Stanley Cup celebration last September. The city's planning a socially distanced event starting at 1 p.m. People will line the Tampa waterfront in designated public viewing areas with masks required.
Well, coming up next on Newswatch 12 today, we'll hear from one Northwoods business that has all the chocolate you'll need this Valentine's Day. After the break, we'll take a look at some of their selections. Stay with us. We're back in 2 minutes.
Menards is your one-stop shop for all of your painting needs. We've got you covered for every step along the way. Choose the paint you need and get it tinted to any color to match your unique style. Don't forget the tools to get the job done right, from applicators to tapes. Right now, check out all of our paint and wall covering options and save today on everything for your next project at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Furniture and Mattress USA in Antigo. We have the inventory and we know how to use it. Furniture and Mattress USA has the largest Lazy Boy comfort studio in the Northwoods. Don't order a recliner, buy a recliner and bring it home today. We have a large selection of mattress options in stock with more inventory arriving weekly. Extra soft to extra firm, we have the size and the style you're looking for. Don't order a mattress, buy a mattress and bring it home today. For furniture and mattresses, come to Furniture and Mattress USA in Antigo.
Carpet City.
Come to the Carpet City Flooring Center Super Sale and get free carpet installation. That's right, free carpet installation for one room or the whole house. Living room, free carpet installation. Whole basement, free carpet installation. Entire house, free carpet installation. Request your free estimate at carpetcitywi.com today and get free carpet installation.
Carpet City. Our prices will floor you.
What are you doing? Dude, I'm so excited. I just can't wait for summer.
Can't wait to get on the water and want a private shopping experience to start planning your summer weekends? Then go to our website and book your VIP tour with American Marine and Motorsports in Shawano. Get first crack at the lowest prices anywhere, and we're matching deposits up to $1,000 on select products. Don't get left out in the cold. Book your VIP private shopping experience at American Marine.
And welcome back. We sound like a broken record, but we set another record low yesterday. Check this out over in Merrill. They had 34 below yesterday. Breaks the old record of 33 below set all the way back in 1933. So now this record will go into the history books. Otherwise, you get the idea. It's cold outside this morning, so bundle up as you head out the door. Cover as much exposed skin as you can. Check out International Falls, 26 below, so it's cold off toward the north. It's cold here too, 25 below in Manitowish Waters. A little better in Eagle River now, 16 below in Rhinelander. So you get the idea. It's cold out there this morning, a little warmer if you want to call it that, down toward the south across Wisconsin Rapids. A little bit of a wind from the west to the east at around 5 miles per hour. And with that wind, feeling cooler out there. 35 below is the feels like temperature in Eagle River, or the wind chill. 28 below in Antigo for the wind chill right now. So you get the idea. It just feels cold outside. So frostbite will be a problem. Check out some of these values here that we could be seeing at around 7 a.m. over the next few days, counting today. So a lot of them will be in the very high danger category for frostbite. So you get the idea. Just bundle up, cover as much exposed skin as you can, and just really layer up as you head out the door. Otherwise, here we are, a wind chill advisory in effect for the counties highlighted here in the blue shaded area, and that will expire later on this morning. Some areas will remain in effect, and I would not be surprised to see this reissued as we head toward the evening period tonight. Here we are, the radar right now. A few weak returns showing up. I did a little searching around in some of these areas, seeing some of this white here. None of this hitting the ground, but there are some clouds being reported. So maybe some clouds, if you're really lucky, maybe a few flurries, but otherwise we'll just see these clouds moving through before the sun begins to come out. This wave of energy moving from the west to the east, and it will do that throughout the morning before the clouds begin to come out before the sun begins to come out during the afternoon period. So here we are. This is all courtesy of the system just off toward the south here. We have a stationary front here. This pattern really hasn't changed much, with high pressure and firm control across the northern parts of the states, which is allowing this polar vortex to just stick around for a while also. But otherwise, we're just going to be seeing the clouds this morning. Futurecast tries to get some clouds during the afternoon period. I think it's overdoing it. I think we'll see sunshine during the afternoon hours. Otherwise, it gets clear tonight. It's going to get cold again, with lows getting close to 20 below before more clouds begin to move in tomorrow, and some snow flurries Thursday night. But for today, 5 degrees, partly cloudy skies, with wind chills down to 25 to 35 below, with that west wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tonight, 18 below, mostly clear skies, and a few wind chills down to 25 to 30 below, with that northwest wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Northwoods Furniture and Mattress 7-day forecast. A simple forecast overall. We're dry for the next several days. Otherwise, temperatures start to warm up by Monday to Tuesday, back into the low to mid-teens. Marissa?
Giving chocolate for Valentine's Day has been popular since the 1800s, but every year it seems like the tradition just gets more and more creative. And here this morning to share the latest sweets for your sweetheart are Bristol and Kayla from Fun Factory Sweet Shop in Rhinelander. Good morning to you, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning. We're so happy to have you here. And first of all, we just want to know, though, how fun is this time of year for you to really help people choose those perfect gifts?
It's very fun. It's a little bit more customized than any of the other holidays. People are pretty specific about what their sweeties love. So it's very fun for us.
And I'm sure everyone really appreciates all the help that you're able to give them. But we got to talk about my favorite and a lot of people's favorite. It is chocolate-covered strawberries. So what can you tell us about yours?
They're about as fresh as you can get. We buy them daily from local stores here and dip them pretty much right on the spot, and they kind of fly off the shelf as soon as we get them out. So they're pretty great, and yeah, so we definitely suggest people getting orders in ASAP.
Exactly. Of course, because they're so popular. We want to make sure to get yours while you can. And you guys also, though, have a lot of options for people who may have some dietary restrictions. So what are those?
We do. We have a lot of sugar-free options. We have about 8 to 10 different types of sugar-free candies here. Chocolates alone, and then we have hard candies and gummies and stuff too. So that's been really popular this year, is our sugar-free options. A lot of online sales with sugar-free.
Excellent. Okay, and Valentine's Day, though, isn't the only thing that you are busy with this month. You guys are also making all of the chocolate bars for Taste of Chocolate, which is going on for a few weeks, and every business has a different flavor to share. So what can you tell us about those?
It was so fun. I cannot believe all of the creativity in the town to come up with all the different flavors. And it is super fun to be part of that, to bring that to the Rhinelander area, and I'm super excited for everyone to try all of them because they are all delicious.
Yes. I know. I was looking at the list, and they literally are crazy good. Can you share some of those flavors? You know, what are some of the ones that you're most excited about?
I'm most excited about the lavender flavor. Bringing that and chocolate together is just a wonderful combination. We have the potato chip flavor, which is super fun and different. We have cherry. You know, there's pretzels and marshmallows in them, so really the options are endless.
Excellent. So you have salty, you have sweet, just all the good ones. And I love that Taste of Chocolate now is encompassing, you know, a few weeks so people can really try out all the different bars at all the different downtown Rhinelander businesses, which is excellent. We also have to know, though, you know, how can people order from you guys for Valentine's Day or for otherwise? And what options do you have right now for people to grab these goodies from you?
Yeah, so we have a website, and you can order direct on the website, and we can ship all over the nation, but we also have an option to do local pickup, and we still are doing curbside and local deliveries as well. So people can call the store, they can go to our website, which is funfactorysweets.com.
Wonderful. Lots of different options out there, just depending upon what people are comfortable with right now, which is fantastic. You guys are just making me so hungry. I have the biggest sweet tooth. So for more information, though, on Fun Factory, where can people go?
You can go to funfactorysweets.com. You can check our Facebook page. We have a new Instagram page. We just started Twitter, so you can kind of find us everywhere.
Alrighty, well, really appreciate you joining us this morning, and hope that everyone's able to find the perfect.
Oh, so many amazing looking goodies. Well, coming up, we have what's trending, including a Zoom court hearing that's gone viral after technology turned one lawyer into a kitty. Plus, a group is rescued after spending more than a month on a deserted island. We'll tell you how they survived. Up next on What's Trending.
At R&R Flooring and Furniture, we sell products that look good and products that last.
A family-owned company that's built our business on customer service and standing behind the products we sell. You'll find Wolfcraft, Lang, Franklin, and more. Looking to get the best sleep of your life? We've got mattresses too. Get a 15-year, non-prorated, hybrid mattress for only 25 cents a night. And we have adjustable beds.
When it comes to flooring, furniture, and mattresses, it's easy. Come to R&R Flooring and Furniture today. That's all it takes.
Creative Kitchen and Bath Studio has designed beautiful and functional kitchens and baths in the Northwoods. With in-home consultation available, they provide 3D drawings of your spaces to bring your visions to life. Owner and designer Sarah has over 20 years of experience, overseen 500-plus projects, and built strong relationships with local contractors providing superior installation. Whether it's a new home or a remodel, Creative Kitchen and Bath Studio in Eagle River looks forward to making your dream kitchen or bath a reality.
This is one of the biggest furniture events of the year, the President's Sale at Slumberland. Come on. Slumberland Furniture has the best prices around on all sorts of furniture. And right now at our President's Sale, everything is an additional 25% off our already low price.
This is totally you.
Oh. Yeah, this is the winner. Well, hello, Slumberland.
Get your look for less at the huge President's Sale at Slumberland.
At Len's Truck, we've made the buying experience fast and easy. All our trucks are guaranteed clean, certified, can be bought hassle-free online, and can be delivered right to your door. It's our way of saying thanks to our past and future customers for the last 35 years. And when you buy a Len's Truck, know that you're buying the best used truck money can buy. Go now to lenstruck.com. You'll find over 800 used trucks, all priced to move. Go now to lenstruck.com.
Len's Truck.
Mondays on Newswatch 12 today features Mugshot Monday. But what exactly is Mugshot Monday?
It starts with the opportunity to win a 12-ounce bag of coffee, with the coffee being sourced from in between the tropics across the world, then brought in here to Eagle River Roasters and roasted to perfection.
Have a good day. And with that, you'll also win an Eagle River Roasters coffee mug, perfect for that first cup of coffee with your favorite morning crew.
Join us on Monday mornings to see this week's winner.
Register online at WJFW.com.
It's about 6:15 and time now for What's Trending. A Zoom court hearing in Texas turns into internet gold when an attorney appears not as himself. Take a listen.
Can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you. I think it's a filter.
It is, and I don't know how to remove it. I've got my assistant here. She's trying to, but I'm prepared to go forward with it. I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
No, he's not. So take a look. On the lower left, a judge. On the lower right, an adorable white kitten. But no, that's not a kitten. That's actually an attorney who just could not figure out how to remove the filter on Zoom. And the attorney told the judge that his assistant was really trying to remove that filter, and he was ready to proceed, saying, "This is the best part, right? I'm live. I'm not a cat." The judge, though, was able to walk him through removing the filter, thankfully. And that judge, Roy Ferguson, later tweeted, "Hey, important Zoom tip. If a child used your computer before you join a virtual hearing, you may want to check the Zoom video options to be sure the filters are off." So very important tip there. But wow, this is certainly circulating all across social media yesterday and really giving people a boost and a lift that is so necessary. Just everyone needs a good laugh these days. And I think, we've seen this before. We saw a reporter, I think, who accidentally had a filter over them. But this one is just hilarious because it's supposed to be in this super serious setting.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely, I'm sure, made everyone's day, who was part of that Zoom meeting. And really, people all across the country. I heard about it, but I actually didn't see it until this morning. And it is just so hilarious. The favorite part for me is his eyes, like, looking all concerned, like, down at his computer. People are trying to figure out what to do. And it's just like, it looks like the most concerned kitty out there. But it just truly is a hilarious story.
Too funny. I'm almost kind of curious on what the child was probably doing that caused that filter to get turned on, but probably just exploring things because children are curious these days. So too funny, and technology, it seems to outsmart all of us, and it doesn't matter what the setting, whether it's live broadcast or in this case a court hearing too. So yeah, it's always good to take a few minutes to just check settings before doing something, if you ask me.
Gosh, this is really a hilarious story, and this next one might make you laugh a little bit too. Hockey great Wayne Gretzky said, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take." Well, a Las Vegas hockey superfan missed her shot at meeting her favorite star player when she decided not to answer a knock on the door. So check this out. Megan McDonald was just chilling in her living room watching TV when she heard the knock. She checked her Ring doorbell cam and thought, "I don't know this guy." She says he was nicely dressed and she assumed he was a solar salesman, but in fact it was three-time Stanley Cup champion Marc-Andre Fleury, McDonald's favorite player, personally delivering an autographed jersey that she'd won in a COVID relief raffle. It wasn't until she received an email from his agent confirming the special delivery that she realized what had just happened. And she says she's been kicking herself ever since. And I can completely agree with that sentiment. When I heard about the story, I was surprised that she wouldn't have been able to notice him, but it makes sense now that he was wearing the mask. I'm sure if he had his mask down, maybe she would have known that it was him. But still, just such an unfortunate scenario to know that your favorite player is right there on your doorstep and you were just on the couch. But hopefully, eventually they can maybe have that reunion and or have some kind of contact because it seems like he obviously wanted to make her day with doing something special by coming to her door. But just an unfortunate story.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I really do hope that they are able to connect. Certainly, I feel awful for her, but that's just a funny situation, her just being feet away. And I'm wondering how many salesmen she gets to her door, because it seems like maybe she was just annoyed that, oh my gosh, another salesman is here trying to sell me some solar panels.
Right.
Yeah, that's about like all of us with all these robocalls. We're like, oh, hey, another one. We just don't answer the phone, and who knows, maybe that one phone call also could be something that could be important too. So hopefully, like Peter said, hopefully a reunion does get scheduled to hopefully make up for this. And yeah, that's a tough one there. And one thing that's also tough is getting stranded. And the U.S. Coast Guard rescued 3 people stranded on an inhabited island in the Bahamas for nearly 5 weeks, surviving on a diet of coconuts. 3 people were found in one of the keys in the Bahamas after officials say they were stranded for 33 days. The video shows a plane with the U.S. Coast Guard's been dropping off food, water, and a radio to the 3 people down below. They were able to flag down an aircraft that departed from the U.S. Coast Guard Air Base in parts of Florida when the pilot noticed something down below. The crew was able to communicate with the stranded 3 with that radio, so very smart there. That's when they learned the boat capsized in rough waters, and they swam to the nearby island where they had been surviving for more than, get this, 30 days by eating coconuts. The people were ultimately air rescued and taken to a hospital in the Florida Keys to be treated, but officials say remarkably there were no serious injuries and they were all in good spirits. So how about that? I almost wonder how they got found with being missing for 30 days like that. It almost sounds like something you hear out of a movie.
Exactly. I know. It's unreal. And I read that it looks like they had laid out a bunch of flags that they had with them, and some of them were orange. And so that's what the pilots saw, was these orange flags that they didn't recognize. And so then they went down there to get a closer look. So, but I'm amazed, first of all, that they're okay, but that they were able to survive for over a month just on coconuts. So they must have had some crazy survival instincts.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's just so good to hear that they're all safe, and very smart of them, right, to not only figure out something that they could eat, but also to alert others in the air and get rescued like that. So all around, just a good ending to that story.
Always have those survival techniques ready too, and we'll give you your full survival techniques with your forecast coming up after the break.
It's the huge President's Day sale going on now at Lakeland Furniture and Mattress in Minocqua and Anago. Get huge savings of 23% off our already low sale price during this sales event. Plus, get 1-year interest-free financing on all the top name brands, including Amish-made furniture. We have a great selection of in-stock mattresses, all on sale with 23% off savings. So don't miss this President's Day sales event going on now at Lakeland Furniture and Mattress in Minocqua and Anago.
'Cause all that I want is for you to be happy. Give me a chance to show that you can be. Well, open your eyes and see the way I see. 'Cause all that I want is for you to be happy with me.
My name's Arthur, Merrill, Wisconsin. In August of 2019, I started getting numbness in my feet. By July of 2020, my feet were so numb, I lost a sense of balance. I thought I was walking on stilts. I seen this ad for Spinal Aid. I took 20 treatments from them, and by then my feet were 90% better and no longer felt as I was walking on stilts.
Are you experiencing weakness, numbness, and/or pain in your feet or hands? These sensations might even be affecting other areas of your body along with your balance. You might have already been diagnosed with peripheral neuropathy and are taking drugs such as Lyrica, gabapentin, or Cymbalta that never seems to help. Neuropathy pain ultimately diminishes your quality of life. Call Spinal Aid of Wausau today to see if our treatment methods are right for you. Call 715-203-1508 to schedule your neuropathy severity consultation, or visit us at spinalaid.com.
Good morning, everybody. Matt Steinberg here from the YMCA of the Northwoods. Here to talk to you at the Hodag Dome because of a new program we have coming up, our youth baseball and softball clinic that we do every year in the partnership with the Rhinelander High School baseball team and Coach Joe Watsmonski. Starting on February 28th, we'll be here at the Dome from 4 to 5 p.m. To coach your 4 to 9-year-olds here at the Dome. Normally we do this in the Y Gym, but the luxury of having this great facility in the Rhinelander community is that we are able to come and get more kids active here in the Dome as well as at the Y. All of our Winter 2 program sessions are opening up to members already this week and to the general public next week. So you can register for your favorite program, whether it's swim lessons, kickball, gymnastics, whatever you want to do here at the Y, we're here for you. If you want more information, give us a call, 715-362-9622, or swing by our website, www.ymcathenorthwoods.org, and we can answer all those questions for you. Have a great day.
And welcome back. This is what cold weather can do. So I have a very wet t-shirt here that I dumped water on a little while back in the show and brought it outside, and it froze in less than 4 minutes. It almost feels like corrugation or something a little bit more thicker, because you can see it's very firm. And yeah, this is a good lesson. Do not wear cold t-shirt or wet t-shirts outside in the cold, because it can freeze very quickly too. It can cause hyperthermia. But yeah, 4 minutes or less, a t-shirt can freeze outside these cold temperatures. The travel forecast today, single digits across the western parts of the state, and for us under partly cloudy skies and down toward the south, temperatures in the teens. Here is a look at today's birthday club.
Pump it up while your feet are stumping, and the jam is pumping. Look ahead, the crowd is jumping. Pump it up a little more, get the party going on the dance floor. See, 'cause that's where the party's at.
At American Family Insurance, we've always protected more than what you drive. We've protected and supported the dreams that drive you. Right now, that means extending our 10% savings on auto premium for all current and new auto customers through March, so you can get a little closer to your dream. Whether your dream is discovering new roads and new limits, or supporting that dream. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
Featherstone, unmistakably Featherstone. Far from ordinary, right at home. You have dreams, make them reality. Featherstone, unmistakably, unmistakably, unmistakably Featherstone.
Wausau Child Care is a community-driven organization specializing in quality care for children. Wausau Child Care provides a loving environment for your child and has flexible hours to work around your schedule. Your children come first, and that includes safety and security. Our staff regularly ensures that both the children and their environment are safe and nurturing. Wausau Child Care Inc. has 3 locations and several nationally credited programs, fostering growth for the children we serve.
Olson Solar Energy wants you to know that there's a lot to consider when you think about solar energy. Consider a lower or no energy bill. There's a federal tax credit as well as other rebates and incentives to consider. You may not have considered that a solar energy system increases property value without increasing property taxes and works for homes and businesses. Isn't it time to consider a free evaluation? Call 579-0474 or go to olsonsolarenergy.com.
Let me introduce me. Here I come. Yeah.
Cuts, colors, braids, and fades. We stand for style. Cost Cutter Salons.
Whether you're just starting out, looking for a change, or returning to the industry, Cost Cutters will help you grow and support you in achieving your career goal. Learn more today at costcutters.com/careers.
Whatever your style, we stand for style. Visit costcutters.com to find your nearest location.
Right now on Newswatch 12 today, the city of Rhinelander is asking companies to submit their ideas for the job of treating PFAS in drinking water. We'll learn more about the steps that are being taken. Plus,
temperatures are cold outside again and will continue to remain chilly, but a warm-up is on the way. Your full forecast is coming up.
They don't need to show you movies to show you that the riot happened here.
And senators begin considering the incitement of insurrection article of impeachment against former President Trump today. This after 6 Republicans joined Democrats yesterday in rejecting the notion that it's unconstitutional to impeach a former president. It's Wednesday, February 10th.
Your local news and weather from where you live. Newswatch 12 today starts now.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us. It is day 2 of former President Trump's impeachment trial.
Today, the prosecution begins building a case that Trump incited last month's attack on the U.S. Capitol. NBC's Tracy Potts has the latest.
This afternoon, House managers begin laying out their case against former President Trump after starting Tuesday's debate with an emotional video aiming to connect Mr. Trump to the January 6th riot at the Capitol.
If that's not an impeachable offense, then there is no such thing.
The lead impeachment manager recalling his daughter was there that day.
She said, "Dad, I don't want to come back to the Capitol."
Trump's defense calling Democrats overly dramatic.
They don't need to show you movies to show you that the riot happened here.
But effective.
We changed what we were going to do on account that we thought that the House manager's presentation was well done.
Most Republicans backed the defense.
President Trump's attorneys made a pretty strong case for dismissal.
But one Trump attorney admitted last night his colleague seemed disorganized.
Today he hadn't planned on going, and so I'm sure that they'll be very well prepared in the future.
In the end, 6 Republicans agreed it is constitutional to try a former president.
They made a compelling argument.
But will 11 more vote to convict?
Presidents can't inflame insurrection in their final weeks and then walk away like nothing happened.
We shall stand in adjournment until noon tomorrow.
It's an uphill battle with the Trump defense arguing this entire trial is political. Tracy Potts, NBC News.
And we do have a few school delays to pass along to you in our area this morning. Butternut and Mercer and Three Lakes schools are on a 2-hour delay. You can get up-to-date school closings and delays on our website, WJFW.com.
That's right, and these cold temperatures are just continuing this morning. So for more on that, let's head right on over to our weather center. And Devin Biggs in for a first check of our forecast. And Devin, just shocking temperatures again, but at least yesterday we saw the sun for quite a while. Are we going to see it again today?
Yeah, the sun's making it feel a little less painful out there, and yes, we will see it again today. And the sun's rays getting stronger, though, as we're slowly but surely getting closer to spring, and those daylight hours are getting longer. You're starting to see the first little bit of daylight outside, too. Let's show you that radar right now, where we do have a few returns showing up on the radar. None of this is hitting the ground. It is all evaporating before it makes it down. So just a few clouds moving through this morning before sunshine returns this afternoon. And here we are. Wind chill advisories in effect for everybody here. That will expire later on this morning. Other areas will last for just a little while longer. And this is why temperatures that are well below zero, 16 below in Rhinelander, 25 below in Manitowish waters. And it feels a lot cooler at around 31 below in Rhinelander. So a very cold bust out forecast for you today with 11 below under partly cloudy skies as you get the kids off to school. And as they come home, a little better, 5 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Peter?
Thanks, Devin. A new snowmobile path is in the making that will connect Taylor and Price counties. This new trail will be 13.5 miles long. It'll connect the Taylor County trail system near the Mondo flowage to a system near the Steve Creek flowage in Price County. The goal behind the new trail is to offer a shorter route for families and others who aren't able to make the longer ride. An announcement will be made on the Chequamegon-Nicolet National Forest Facebook page and Twitter page when it's ready for use. Officials expect the trail to be ready this winter. Well, President Biden will visit Wisconsin next week for his first official trip to the state as president. Mr. Biden is set to visit Milwaukee on Tuesday. It's according to the White House, and will participate in a CNN town hall there. The president hasn't traveled much since entering office, opting mostly for virtual events and TV appearances as a way of limiting risk during the pandemic. Well, across the state, the daily average of new COVID-19 cases for the last week is now officially below 1,000 for the first time since early in September. On Tuesday, the Department of Health Services reported 681 new confirmed cases, bringing the rolling average for the last 7 days down to 981. DHS also reporting just 22 deaths per day statewide over the last week. However, Vilas County just reported 3 new deaths on Tuesday. That's one of the biggest hotspots in the state right now. In our 12-county north central Wisconsin region, hospitalization numbers have been inching down over the last few weeks. Right now, DHS reporting 65 people in our region in the hospital with COVID. 15 are in the ICU. Taking a closer look at our numbers locally here, the Oneida County Health Department reported 6 new cases. Its active total is at 111. 1 new case in Price County. No new cases in both Clark and Forest counties. Lincoln County reported 4 new cases, and Marathon County reported 6 new cases, and its active total is now at 556. 16 new cases in Portage County, its active total at 111. Wood County reported 11 new cases, its active total at 158, and there's 4 new cases reported in Adams County. The Wausau School Board voted 5-4 on Monday to have secondary students return to in-person classes 4 days a week, and that starts on March 1st. Primary students are already in school 4 days a week, but right now the district has secondary or high school students on a hybrid model. School Board President Tricia Zunker says the close vote demonstrates just how tough of a decision it was to make.
The best option is everybody's back in school. We can go back to normal, whatever our new normal is going to look like. We're just dealing with the least worst options, really, is what we're dealing with. And it's just difficult. And we have board members that have expressed, not being able to sleep at night. And
advocates for the move say it's about choice, adding students who would rather remain or move to all virtual schooling will be able to do that. A second case of a new, more contagious form of the COVID-19 virus has been detected in Wisconsin less than a month after it was first seen. The variant was first detected on January 12th and identified again on Sunday by lab partners of the State Department of Health Services. Wisconsin Chief Medical Officer Dr. Ryan Westergaard calls the development concerning and says there are likely many more cases of it in the state. Fears of variants taking hold come as vaccinations are increasing across the country. And Plover police have now identified the person who was killed in a shooting on Monday. They say 28-year-old Zachary Deo of Stevens Point was shot in a trailer on the 3100 block of Wisconsin Avenue. That's right near the intersection of 54 and Business 51. Police say he was not a guest of the people who lived there, but they haven't provided any other information about that. They believe the shooting to be an isolated incident.
Now we have an update for you on the PFAS situation in Rhinelander. Back in 2019, 2 wells in the city had to be shut down after the potentially cancer-causing chemicals were found in the water, leading to a lot of finger-pointing. But this week, city officials made it clear they are not interested in blaming anyone. They just want to solve the problem. The city is asking companies to submit resumes, in a sense, for the job of treating PFAS in drinking water. Assistant to the mayor, Zach Ruink, said that it's the first step towards fixing the problem, and it avoids costly and lengthy legal battles.
We want to make sure that our residents and those that consume water can do so in a PFAS-free fashion. And we believe that approach will be accelerated in time by not having to go through the court system.
Even though the city is not pursuing this legal route, the state and the DNR could still find and hold the contaminators accountable. There are no municipalities anywhere in Wisconsin currently treating drinking water for PFAS, so Rhinelander could be the first. Spatial disorientation is what the NTSB believes played a role in the helicopter crash that killed Kobe Bryant and 8 others. And this tops our news making national headlines this morning. The NBA legend, his daughter Gianna, and 7 others died on January 26, 2020, after their helicopter crashed into a hillside in Calabasas, California. On Tuesday, NTSB Chairman Robert Sumwalt says that spatial disorientation happens when misleading sensations confuse a pilot conducting a visual flight when they can't see. Board advisor Michael Graham says that pilot Ara Zobian should have avoided adverse weather and diverted, returned to base, or land the helicopter. One of 5 people wounded during an attack on a clinic in Minnesota on Tuesday is now dead, and a suspect in the attack is in custody. Authorities say 67-year-old Gregory Paul Ulrich had been staying at a motel near the clinic. Officials say he was unhappy with health care that he had received there. Police say Ulrich is a longtime resident of Buffalo, Minnesota, where the shooting happened and was known to them. A 6-year-old Arizona boy got a hold of the keys to his parents' truck and went for a drive that did not end well. No one was seriously hurt, but the boy wound up crashing that truck into a neighbor's house in suburban Phoenix. Investigators say the boy grabbed the keys from the bathroom while his father was getting dressed. Somehow, the 6-year-old drove the truck down the street. He careened through a yard, smashed a power box, ruptured a gas line, and hit the corner of that home. Someone was sleeping inside and suffered only minor injuries. There was significant damage inside the house, but a family member says that she was glad it wasn't worse. The young boy is safely back with his family, and local police say that they are not planning to file any charges.
Alrighty, well, coming up next in sports, the Brewers welcome a Wisconsin native to join the organization. We'll introduce you.
And wind chills will be pretty chilly with frostbite. That will be a problem. I'll explain all that coming up in your full local forecast.
Okay, everyone, our mission is to provide complete balanced nutrition for strength and energy.
Great tasting Ensure with 9 grams of protein, 27 vitamins and minerals, and nutrients to support immune health.
An engagement ring is the defining symbol of a lifelong promise, and that's why choosing Lee Ayres Jewelers is so important. As a family business, they know how important your search is, and they take great pride in helping you find the perfect engagement ring. For Lee Ayres, it's all about taking care of you, the customer. From in-store goldsmiths to custom jewelry design by Thomas Daling, they do it all. Begin your lifelong promise by choosing Lee Ayres Jewelers, downtown Stevens Point.
Welcome to Bell Tower Residence. Residents lovingly call Bell Tower home.
You can be as quiet as you want or as busy as you want. There's always something scheduled to do. There's trips to take.
They take good care of the rooms and they take good care of me. Anytime I need anything they're right there for me.
And the best part is all the wonderful friends I've made.
Bell Tower Residence, 1500 O'Day Street, Merrill.
The Mecca Trails Winterfest now through March 28th in Mercer, Wisconsin. The virtual event includes 3 cross-country ski races and a snowshoe tour on the Mecca Trails.
Are you living with a prosthesis that is causing discomfort or pain? You have options, and I'm here to help. Hi, my name is Shai. I'm the owner of Next Step Prosthetics in Marshfield. You have a choice where you go for prosthetic care. My focus and specialty is providing a prosthesis that you enjoy wearing to help you get your life back. Why wait another day? Call to set up a free, no-obligation evaluation. Let's take the next step together to a better life.
And welcome back. So, of course, the big story, we had a record low set in Merrill yesterday. Here we are at 34 below. Ouch. And our old record back in 1933 of 33 below. So now this record will go down into the history books, and we still have cold temperatures this morning. Some areas down in the 20 below range like International Falls. Rhinelander is also cool too, and yes, we even have cooler temperatures across the viewing area of around 23 degrees in Manitowish Waters, 19 below, and Eagle River, all these temperatures below 0 this morning. So yeah, you know what to do, just make sure to bundle up, because any wind that we get, like we do have a little bit this morning out of the west going toward the east, we're roughly at around 5 miles per hour overall, making it feel like 35 below in Eagle River, and just many places just very chilly out there this morning. So again, just make sure to bundle up as you head out the door, because frostbite will be a problem with a very high frostbite danger today and the next several mornings too. This is at 7 a.m. each morning that you see there on the charts. So you know what to do by now. We've had this for a few days. Just make sure to bundle up. And of course, Weather Service advising us again that there is a wind chill advisory in effect. We know about this at this point, that it's just cold outside, pretty much stating the obvious right now. These will expire later on this morning and probably get reissued again. So here's where we're at right now. So we're seeing a few returns showing up on the radar. I've been checking some of the observation sites, and so far not getting any reports of this hitting the ground. So a lot of this is evaporating before it hits the ground. So just clouds overall moving through. If you're lucky, you might see a few flurries, but otherwise just clouds this morning. And we'll see more sunshine moving in during the afternoon period as we get all of this out here with this weak system. With the worst of it just down toward our south. And I'm saying this in a relative sense, because the worst of it really is off toward the south and not so much with us. High pressure, which is helping to bring in this polar vortex. Remaining part, this pattern's kind of stuck right now. We just can't seem to get a change in the pattern around here, but that's coming as we head towards next week. Finally a change in the forecast. So here we are. We have a few clouds this morning. I think this is overdoing it. I think we'll see more sunshine during the afternoon period, and we will clear out really good tonight, which will allow temperatures to crash down to around 20 below again before we welcome more clouds into the region for your Thursday. And Thursday night, a few flurries cannot be ruled out either. You can see it a little bit showing up on Futurecast, but otherwise a few flurries, no major accumulations expected. In fact, no accumulations at all. But for today, 5 degrees, partly cloudy skies, wind chills down to 25 to 35 below, with that west wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. As we head toward tonight, 18 below, getting a little chilly out there. Mostly clear skies, wind chills near 25 to 30 below, and that northwest wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And for your Thursday, 6 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, so there's more clouds moving in. Wind chills near 15 to 25 below, and that north wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Your Northwoods Furniture and Mattress 7-day forecast. Alrighty, a simple one overall. We have a mixture of clouds and sun overall, and cool temperatures through Sunday, but finally Monday to Tuesday warming up into the lower to middle teens. Marissa?
Alrighty, thanks so much, Devin. Well, despite how it looks and feels outside, MLB pitchers and catchers are reporting for spring training in just a week. And on Tuesday, the Brewers announced that they'll be welcoming a new face to the organization, but one that people in central Wisconsin know really well. Pitcher Jordan Zimmermann signed a minor league contract with the organization that includes an invitation to Major League camp. Zimmerman's originally from Auburndale in Wood County and played college baseball for UW-Stevens Point. The 34-year-old is a two-time All-Star with the Washington Nationals, but most recently pitched for the Detroit Tigers. And he pitched in just 3 games for the Tigers last season due to a forearm injury after going 1-13 with a 6.91 ERA in 2019. Zimmermann says that his body feels good now and his mind is telling him to keep going.
Well, definitely very cool. A good homecoming for him. And coming up, one local business had a lot to celebrate on National Pizza Day. We'll explain. But first, Howard is in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen with a recipe for cheesy pork chops.
Mr. Food Test Kitchen is brought to you by Golden Carrot Jewelers and Creative Kitchen and Bath Studio.
When it comes to planning what to make for dinner, many of us are looking for meals that are easy on our wallet, yet don't make us feel like we're counting pennies. If that sounds like you, then you're going to go nuts over these unstuffed stuffed pork chops. To get going, we prepare a box of shortcut stuffing mix according to the package directions, except we add in some sliced fresh mushrooms. Now, while that sits, we saute our thick-cut boneless pork chops that we seasoned in a bit of oil. Once they're browned, we top each with a scoop of our stuffing and place a slice of Munster cheese over that. Layering them like this is a lot easier than trying to stuff them. At this point, we'll add some white wine, cover it, and let it cook just long enough for the cheese to melt. Serve these up with a green veggie, spoon the pan drippings over them, and you have a feast that looks and tastes like it's fit for a king. And only you'll know how budget-friendly it is. To get the recipe for our unstuffed stuffed cheesy pork chops, all you have to do is visit our website. I know you'll be glad you did. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found an unstuffed way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Quick Trip's take-home meals are
freshly made and absolutely delicious.
Quick Trip, we got you covered.
We want to see your big old fish. Go to WJFW.com, click on Big Old Fish under the Sports tab, and upload a photo of you and your latest catch. Then make sure your friends and family watch Newswatch 12 Sports Fridays at 6 a.m. 10 and Mondays on Newswatch 12 Today to see your photo featured on our Big Old Fish segment. Not only do you get to show off your superior fishing skills, you're also entered to win a fish mount from Norling Taxidermy Studio. Newswatch 12's Big Old Fish is brought to you by Kurt's Island Sports Shop in Monaco.
Hi, I'm Dr. Justin Scher, DC with the Spinal Aid Center of Wausau. Are you one of the millions of people suffering with the symptoms of peripheral neuropathy? Your symptoms may include numbness and tingling in your feet or hands, difficulty sleeping from leg or foot discomfort, and debilitating balance problems. I have good news for you. You can now get relief with our breakthrough treatment method without the use of drugs or surgery. Our treatments help to heal damaged nerves that cause peripheral neuropathy. If left untreated, you may eventually end up with a walker or wheelchair, so don't delay. Call our office now to schedule an appointment to see if our treatment methods are right for you. We will do a painless neuropathy severity exam to determine the amount of nerve loss. If you qualify for our treatment, it can truly change your life. Start living your life pain-free. Call today.
It's the huge President's Day sale going on now at Lakeland Furniture and Mattress in Minocqua and Anago. Get huge savings of 23% off our already low sale price during this sales event. Plus, get 1-year interest-free financing on all the top name brands, including Amish-made furniture. We have a great selection of in-stock mattresses all on sale with 23% off savings. So don't miss this President's Day sales event going on now at Lakeland Furniture and Mattress in Minocqua and Anago.
This portion of News Watch 12 is brought to you by Northwoods Furniture, Eagle River. You're watching News Watch 12 today with Marissa Silvas, Peter Dubois, and Devin Biggs.
Welcome back. Well, yesterday, as we told you, was National Pizza Day, and one Northwoods pizza shop had plenty to celebrate, considering they opened up during the pandemic.
That's right. Smiley's Pizza in Lake Tomahawk serves takeout flatbread-style pizza and some other food. And they say that even though this was a tough past year, the summer tourism season really helped them out.
Since the beginning, we started at about 20, 30 pizzas, and then right away after everybody started trying it, we got up to 70, 60, 80 pizzas.
Now, Smiley's Pizza uses fresh local ingredients and comes out with new specialty pizzas every week to put a new twist on traditional favorites.
It's takeout pizza, and with the pandemic and everything going on, if you really want to be non-contact, we have a convenient drive-through that we can hand the pizza through an opening window, and you don't even have to come in the building.
That's very convenient. And Smiley's Pizza is open Fridays through Sundays for takeout only. So that's one thing I haven't tried yet. I need to go up there and check it out, and I can't wait to see all the different flavors that they come up with.
Yeah, just watching them put those pizzas together has really got my tummy rumbling over here, but definitely might have to get my hands on some of that very soon.
Yeah, I just enjoyed some pizza yesterday up in Arbor Vitae for Pizza Day. Of course, I was up near the area, and of course, many places serving some yummy pizza. That's another place we'll have to check out too. Well, otherwise, it might be a cold day, maybe to enjoy some warm pizza. Let's show you the temperatures right now. Where it is cool outside. Look at this up in Canada. They're getting close to 30 below, if not even close to 35 below in some cases. For us, we're not far away either. 24 below in Land O'Lakes, 23 below in Manitowish Waters. But a little better, 3 below in Wisconsin Rapids, if you want to call that better relatively. Your next 3 days, though, okay, I mean, we're going to be in the single digits, but at least we'll be above zero with a mixture of clouds and sun overall. Now, trivia. What is the coldest record low ever recorded in Rhinelander in our history books? Is it 20 below, 34 below, 42 below, or 51 below? The answer when we come back.
Here we are, your first trip to Minocqua Popcorn and Puffs.
Cheesy caramel? Cheesy caramel, and I'd like to have some of the Dan's Marvelous Ice Cream also. Wonderful.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
There's only one place to turn for your local and high school sports highlights, analysis, and more. Friday Night Blitz on Newswatch 12, Fridays at 10 p.m. Brought to you by Precision Power Sports and Northwoods Pets.
Everyone sleeps at Tomahawk Furniture and Gun with prices so low you'll have to bend over to see them. Prices that'll make your eyes pop out. Want to sleep watching TV? Check out our recliners. You want to pass out face first in a sofa? Check out our sofas. And beds! We've got beds! Check us out! Prices so low you'll think we're crazy! Because everyone sleeps at Tomahawk Furniture and Gun!
Cartridge City.
Come to the Carpet City Flooring Center Super Sale and get free carpet installation. That's right, free carpet installation for one room or the whole house. Living room, free carpet installation. Whole basement, free carpet installation. Entire house, free carpet installation. Request your free estimate at CarpetCityWI.com today and get free carpet installation.
Carpet City, our prices will floor you. Let me introduce me. Here I come. Yeah.
Cuts, colors, braids, and fades. We stand for style. Cost Cutter Salons.
Whether you're just starting out, looking for a change, or returning to the industry, Cost Cutters will help you grow and support you in achieving your career goal. Learn more today at costcutters.com/careers.
Whatever your style, we stand for style. Visit costcutters.com to find your nearest location.
Bruce Orthodontics, changing lives one smile at a time. Rhinelander, Minocqua, Eagle River, Phillips, and the greater Northwoods area. Treating patients of all ages.
Hi, I'm Dean Hoger with Miracle of Rhinelander. If you're struggling to hear your favorite news and entertainment shows, stop in and see me for a free hearing test.
Good morning. Coming up on this Wednesday morning, we're live on Capitol Hill with the very latest from the impeachment trial. What we expect to hear today, and new signs that it could be over as early as the weekend. Also ahead, we have some big and exclusive interviews. Sarah Thomas, she's the first woman to officiate a Super Bowl. She is going to join us live. We're excited to hear from her. Also, country star Blake Shelton. He's going to tell us about filming his Super Bowl commercial with Gwen, and also a big anniversary special for the Grand Ole Opry. Plus, I'm sure y'all saw this, the lawyer who couldn't turn off the cat filter during a Zoom court appearance. Well, this morning, that cat, he'll be Zooming with us live. Can't wait. When we see you guys in just a little bit right here on Today.
We're sure that'll be great. And before we leave you this morning, a special birthday shout out to our Minocqua Popcorn winner. It is Jean Wheeler from Park Falls. Happy birthday, Jean, and congratulations. You win a half-gallon bucket of gourmet popcorn from Minocqua Popcorn.
Too funny. What is the coldest record low ever recorded for the record books here in Rhinelander? Marissa, what do you think?
I'm going to go with C, Devin.
You want to go with C, Peter?
I think it has the potential to get even colder than that, so I'm going to go with D.
Well, fortunately, it wasn't the coldest. 42 below, set back on February 3rd, 1996. And just for a point of reference, today is February 10th, so that anniversary didn't occur too long ago. That record still stands in our record books. But otherwise, we know the idea with temperatures. It's cold outside overall. We have temperatures well below zero, and that will continue for a little while. But we will get above zero for the next several days before a warm-up shows up next week.
Alrighty, we will all be thinking warm, happy thoughts.
That's right. Looking forward to that warm-up, too. And thank you so much for joining us this morning. Have a great, warm day.
Weather Watch 12, weather from where you live.
Good morning. On trial, the official start to Donald Trump's second impeachment, opening arguments just hours away on Capitol Hill.
Fight like hell.
Just ahead, the House prosecutor's graphic opening presentation using Trump's own words against him.
If that's not an impeachable offense, then there is no such thing.
The president's legal team arguing the trial itself is unconstitutional.
They hated the results of the 2016 election and want to use this impeachment process to further their political agenda.
But facing bipartisan scorn for their lackluster presentation.
The House manager's presentation was well done.
It speaks for itself. It was disorganized, random.
We're live from Washington. Hope on the horizon. Officials announced